Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito, walang katapusang ano to, no? Topic dahil laging merong nag-iisip gumawa nito lalo na sa mga panahon ngayon. So for this episode, we will just be giving advice, no? Ano ba ang mga factors to consider if you are among those who are considering moving to a different province dahil umaasa kayo na baka doon kayo ma-PR. Okay, it's a big decision kaya dapat pinag-iisipan nyo yan 10 times, okay? So yan, ang magbibigay sa inyo ng advice, hindi ako, kundi si Dayanara M. Puerto Bandique. Okay, oh wait, let me put Dayanara's email down there if
Thank
you
you
want to
po.
consult with him about your Lipat Probinsya plans. You
Yes.
can send her an email. And if you go to
Yes.
her website, it's actually on Facebook, may booking, ano siya dyan booking link.
Or send me an
Okay?
email. Nothing
Or
wrong
send
with
her
that
an
too. Yeah.
Okay, Lipat Probinsya, very
Mhm.
popular amongst yan, yung mga Pilipino, no? And
Yeah.
it's worked out for many, I must
A lot
say.
of people. Opo.
Correct. Usually, ang tinatarget nila, Dayanara, di ba, yung mga small towns
Yes.
sa ibang probinsya, mga ganyan.
Yes. Opo.
Ano ba muna ang dapat nilang isipin before making or saying yes to moving to a different province?
Moving to a different province. Yeah. I mean, my husband and I have done this.
Mhm.
And it's not easy. It's literally we had to drive for days. Kasi from Ontario to Calgary. So we had to drive for I think 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
So that's why I know personally kung gaano ito kahirap gawin. I understand this. But the first thing I would advise is probably to make sure you have consulted someone, whether a lawyer or an immigration consultant, na pagpalagay nating may expertise dun sa probinsya kung nasaan po kayo ngayon. At
Okay.
tanungin sila kung talaga bang wala na akong pag-asa. Yun ang una niyo pong dapat i-determine. Wala ba talaga akong pag-asa? Kasi minsan po may mga kababayan tayo na pumupunta sa akin na eligible sila like a year ago, pero hindi na sila eligible ngayon. 'Di ba
Okay.
parang may mga pathways pala sila na puwede sana nilang in-explore, kaya lang hindi na sila eligible or eligible pala sila ngayon, hindi lang nila kinakausap yung employer nila. Or
Okay.
eligible pala sila, iba lang yung lugar kung nasaan sila, iba lang yung trabaho. Kasi minsan yung akala mong NOC mo, hindi pala yun yung NOC mo. Yung akala mong employer na magsu-support, hindi pala sila magsu-support. So bago ka lumipat, i-exhaust mo muna lahat ng posible mong options sa lugar kung nasaan ka. Bago ako mag-advise sa client na lumipat sila, nakapag-compute na kami ng score, nakita ko na kung ano yung duties and responsibilities nila at na-determine ko na ito yung NOC nila. Nakita ko na yung sahod, hindi pwede. Yung mga ganun po. Parang before I suggest someone to move to a different province or a different city, dapat na-exhaust mo muna lahat ng options mo kung nasaan ka
Yeah.
first. May mga certain areas na talagang dapat mo nang iwanan kung nag-a-apply ka ng PR like the GTA
Nako,
or the
okay.
Metro Vancouver or yan yung mga area na minsan hindi mo na kailangan masyadong mag-isip kasi talagang mahirap yung PR sa mga area na yan. The only ones who should stay are probably healthcare workers, those
Okay.
with really good score sa express entry. Pero kung if you're neither of that, then possibly see yung opportunity na lumipat. Um, that is one. Number two is, ano yung trabaho na magkakaroon ka dun sa bagong lugar na
Mhm.
pupuntahan mo? Ito ba ay pasok dun sa mga priority occupations na meron yung lugar na yon?
Alright.
Remember, there are occupations na in demand sa Timmins na hindi in demand sa Thunder Bay.
Okay.
Okay? So, ito po yung kailangan ninyong tingnan based on your experience and based on the offer that you may be able to get from an employer from that community. May chance ka ba mag-PR? Kasi like yung lagi akong tinatanong ng clients ko niyan, "Miss, parang
Mhm.
lilipat ba kami sa Manitoba?" Hindi ko siya diretsong masagot kasi hindi ko alam kung anong trabaho yung magkakaroon sila doon. Parang
Mhm.
kung ito yung trabaho mo sa Ontario ta's lilipat ka sa Alberta para maging food counter attendant, hindi ko masa-suggest yun kasi alam ko ang food counter attendant mahirap hanapan ng PR sa Alberta. So
Alright.
hindi it's not always the province sometimes that should make you move, sometimes it's the job that you may have there,
Mhm.
o yung
Okay.
potential dun sa trabaho na yun. Pang yun yung and then pangatlo po is, have you spoken to the employer kung
Mhm.
tutulungan ka nila o hindi? Wag po kayong lilipat sa isang RCIP community o sa isang rural area, kung wala kayong assurance kahit papaano na tutulungan nila kayo. Kasi
All
kung hindi naman nila kayo tutulungan, then what's the move for?
alright.
Okay?
So I guess, Dayanara, you are against moving to a province, to a different province nang wala pang employer. Kasi merong gumagawa niyan, merong gumagawa niyan yung sobrang lalakas ng loob.
Opo,
I
opo.
guess in some cases hindi nakakahanap, but then in some instances,
They do,
medyo nag-pay
yes.
off naman yung sugal nila. Sige,
It's
pupunta
a
na ako.
risk, it's a risk.
Usually what happens, Dayanara, 'di ba? I'm sure you know, isa muna sa
Opo,
parents halimbawa ang
opo,
lilipat.
opo.
Okay. Do you are you okay with that scenario?
It depends on the amount of time you still have. So if
Okay.
let's say
Mm.
kaka-approve lang ng PGWP mo sa GTA ka nag-aaral, alam mo na may 3 taon ka pa, then you can move. You
Alright.
can make the risk, 'di ba? Kasi you have time. But if
Mhm.
let's say meron ka na lang a year and a half, then it may be better to to be a little bit more, 'di ba, parang, a little bit more, um,
Conservative.
discern
Okay,
discerning
okay.
kumbaga sa kung anong talagang pupuntahan mo. Kasi I understand that sometimes people want to move right away, pero kung yung lilipatan mong work is hindi naman makakatulong sa PR, then what is it for? Unless
Mhm.
kung ang goal mo is may LMIA dun, eh. So, lipat ako dun para magka-work permit ako, makapag-stay ako ng mas matagal in the hopes na baka magbago yung rules, ganyan-ganyan. So, as much as possible, you wanna have a bit of a conversation with the employer. Okay, kung sila ba ay helpful, it's very
Yeah.
important. A lot of people, alam naman nila a year ago, 2 years ago na hindi naman nagsu-support yung employer pero nagse pa rin sila. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not a smart move for someone who seeks permanent residency through pathways that are employer driven.
Yan, okay. And most of the rural programs are employer driven na, 'no?
Heavily employer
Yeah,
driven.
okay.
Yes po, kaya
Naalala
it's
ko tuloy
very
yung
important.
yung kaibigan nating si Randy Boy diyan sa bandang Manitoba, 'no, ang naging strategy niya, yun
Mhm.
nga, before actually moving, nag-long drive sila at dun naghanap nga ng employer, nangangatok sila ng mga employer. And then they also made sure na parang kasi ganito yung situation namin, naghahanap kami ng status, ganito, ganyan. So, ito yung sinasabi ni Dayanara na wag na kayo magpaligoy-ligoy pa. Dapat tutulungan kayo ng employer. Kasi,
Alam niyo dapat.
oo, sa
Opo.
kakakatok bahay nila ni Randy Boy, nakahanap talaga sila ng employer and then nag-move siya sa
Oh,
Manitoba.
ayun.
Now, the Lamia is
Ayun.
being processed. Ano.
Oh,
Okay.
puwede yun.
Oo.
Another ano siguro Mrs. You mentioned Manitoba, you also have to be mindful of the pathways na meron dun.
Mhm.
Manitoba is one of those provinces na actively nagde-deduct ng points kapagka
Nako, what
meron
do you
kang
mean?
previous yung pong
Nag
kanilang MPNP
Mhm.
scoring grid. This is unique to Manitoba. I think. Kasi meron silang deduction kapagka meron kang previous work experience sa ibang probinsya. I think 100 points.
Oh.
And then previous education sa ibang probinsya, which is another 100 points.
Wow, I didn't know that. Is it because alam nila na, kaya ka lumilipat dito para sa
Kasi
PR? So,
magpapa-PR ka.
so it's their way of prioritizing who have been there for a long time.
Who invested
Tama.
there, who studied there,
Oo.
ganyan. The only way
Oh.
you can possibly recuperate some of those scores is kapag let's say meron kang immediate relative sa Manitoba na maaaring magdagdag sa'yo ng additional points or kung pupunta ka sa rural area ng Manitoba kasi may additional points yun versus staying in Winnipeg. So you have
Oh,
to be strategic about it as well. Yeah po.
okay. Naku, speaking of Manitoba, Dayanara, I think medyo dumadami yung mga kababayan nating lumilipat sa mga small town in Manitoba. But that's just me. That's just my observation.
Possibly because they're trying to take advantage of yung option sa Manitoba na mag-extend ka ng work permit kapagka nasa pool ka. Meron kasi
Oo.
silang gano'n, eh,
Okay.
which is not available in other provinces.
Oh,
So they're making that risk. I mean, my own sister, she did move to Manitoba for a little
oh,
bit, so she got a little bit of her Canadian experience there, and then when she got a really good job offer sa Ontario, then that's when she came back. So, that was the time nung grumaduate yung kapatid ko, that was the time na talagang sobrang hirap maghanap ng trabaho. na
Mhm.
talagang the only one that she was able to grab was in another province. So sometimes it's not even your choice, 'di ba? Opo.
Okay. Speaking of, since pinag-uusapan na natin yung mga Manitoba and other provinces, kamusta na ba una sa lahat, Dayanara? Baka tanungin ka, ano bang probinsya ngayon ang medyo okay pang tingnan 'no? Baka may space pa sila for
Mhm.
outsiders kumbaga o starting from scratch dun sa kanilang,
For outsiders,
lalo na sa mga rural town. Meron ka bang alam diyan na medyo hindi pa
mhm.
nagsasara o may space pa nga? Oh.
Medyo mahirap. I mean, I have a lot of clients who come to me na, "Miss, meron na kaming RCIP documents, meron na kaming AIP RCIP yung mga papers nila para makapag-apply ng PR." So, I know that these areas are still open. Like, I have a client from North Bay, I have a client from, the Shuswap region, I have a client from Claresholm in Alberta. So, I do know that these are available.
Oh.
About mga October, September last year, mga ganyan. Pero siyempre as with other pathways, nagsasara naman po talaga sila at the end of the year, nagbubukas po ulit ng beginning of the new year. So, how I would approach it is, hopefully, nandun ka na sa area na yon 'pag nagbukas sila, para makapag-apply na po yung employer ninyo, employed na kayo, makakapag-apply na sila to help you out in the very beginning of the new year.
So, good timing pala 'tong episode natin kasi January pa lang, in a way.
January pa lang.
Okay,
Yes
may
po.
bagong ano 'no, bagong allocations,
Yes,
pala.
bagong allocation.
Oo.
Kaya nga, actually the first few express entry draws are massive. Yung ginawa nila this year, they're huge. Like the other one is 4,000 ba? Invitations, the last one was
8,
6,000 o
8 nga
8,000.
yata yung una,
O
Ewan ko
6,000 yung
baka
isa
mali ako,
tas 8,000 yung isa. I mean, they're massive, massive draws. So, it just signifies na, nag-restart na talaga yung allocation, pero, hindi pa lang talaga nagdo-draw yung ibang mga provinces. So, you have to be prepared. You have to be there, employed with your documents at the beginning of this year in preparation for the draws that they will do in the
Yan.
next few months.
And obviously guys, iba-iba ang rural immigration programs ng iba't ibang mga probinsya. Parang
Yes
I
po.
think over the past months, nag-update sila ng eligibility requirements. I think yung
Opo,
iba nga nililimit na lang din kung ilan na lang employers ang pwede mag-take part dun sa program, in what
opo,
categories. So
opo.
kailangan alamin niyo rin 'yan. That could differ province to province.
Opo. So, for
Oh,
example, yung RCIP community, sila sila yung binigyan sila ng freedom ng federal government to decide kung ano yung mga parameters na ise-set nila para sa community nila. So, kaya sila nakakapagdesisyon kung yung dental assistant ay in demand sa kanila pero sa ibang lugar hindi. Meron akong
okey.
mga naririnig na mga, cases from my clients na nagpoprotesta yung mga employer dun sa
Oh,
city na yun. For example, I think sa Sudbury ko 'to narinig, nagprotesta yung ay hindi, Thunder Bay. Nagprotesta yung mga yung mga dental clinics para isama yung dental assistant dun sa kanilang priority occupation.
I
Kasi
see.
gusto nila na matulungan yung mga dental assistants na meron sila. Kasi
I see.
kapagka hindi nila tinulungan, mauubusan sila ng dental assistant kasi hindi naman gano'n kadami yung mga dental assistant. So, sometimes employers can clamor for you. Employers can kung talagang helpful sila, sometimes they will, parang hold the line for you and,
Mhm.
parang
Yeah.
protect your interests. So, it's very important to be a good worker, of course, and to communicate with them kung ano po talaga yung kailangan ninyo.
Iyan. Okey. Ano pa ba? Baka wala na, okey na Dayanara?
Meron pa ba
Baka meron
akong
pa tayong,
kino-consider? Okey. For me right now, if I were an international student in Ontario na recently graduated, and then medyo may edad na din ako, hindi maganda yung trabaho ko sa Ontario is medyo business related, the best place to go will be Northern Ontario
alright. Yung
because
sinasabi mo
Ontario
guys,
opo.
by the way, yung sinasabi ni Dayanara kanina, before moving out of the province, maybe it could work na lumipat ka lang ng town sa probinsya
Tingnan
mo
mo na yung
na.
loob nung probinsya mo,
Oo.
especially if you're in Ontario at graduate ka ng Ontario, there is OINP International Student Stream, which does not require any work experience at all. You don't have to have, several months of experience, ganyan. As long as you get hired, if you graduate in May, and then you have your profile in June, you can get invited in August and be nominated in November. That has
Wow.
happened to one of my clients. So,
Correct.
it can happen to you. Pero kailangan tingnan niyo po muna kung ano yung available sa inyo dun sa probinsya ninyo bago po kayo tumingin sa ibang lugar. Kasi for
Yeah.
example, Ontario. Ontario has the biggest allocation, um, and ang priority nila North. So,
Oh.
siyempre, kung nasa Ontario ka na rin lang, take advantage of the northern cities.
Mhm.
Dahil tataas yung chance mo for OINP kasi priority ka sila sa mga draws. May additional ka pang RCIP kung sakali.
Alright.
'Di ba po?
Okay.
So, it's very I have a lot of clients who did this from bigger cities like London or Windsor, pupunta sila ng, hindi naman necessarily RCIP community, sometimes basta north lang, eh, you know?
Mhm. Okay.
Dahil doon sila nakahanap ng work, especially those in healthcare, especially those in construction field. These are really good opportunities. Um, Try not to be too comfortable in Toronto. I mean, Toronto is
Uh-huh.
my favorite. Of all the cities we've been to, my family and I, we love Toronto. So I understand its allure. I understand its pull. Kumbaga sa lahat ng
Mhm.
mga, lalo yung Vancouver din, is ang lalaki ng sahod ng mga trabaho sa Vancouver. Ang
Yes.
lalaki ng sahod ng mga trabaho sa Toronto. So I do understand the pull, but if you're an immigrant and you're looking for PR, you really cannot afford to stay with an employer or in a city that does not help that purpose in any way.
Yan. Okay. Yung iba naman na Diana, nakalimutan ko 'to banggitin ano, kahit patapos na tayo.
Opo.
Some just move provinces, not even for PR, parang tsaka na nila iniisip 'yan, eh. Minsan
Mhm.
gusto na lang namin ng Lamia, okey makahanap na lang kami ng Lamia just to extend the stay. I guess that's okay too 'no, basta again, makahanap kayo ng employer na meron
Legit.
talagang Lamia. Many employers I think din kasi, in rural towns, Dayanara, hindi sila aware pa dun sa proseso ng Lamia. Yung sobrang
Opo.
small towns talaga, 'di ba?
Mhm. Mhm.
Kapag makaha-face sila ng, newcomer looking for a job na gusto nilang kunin, biglang tatanungin sila na, "Can you help me? Do you have Lamia?" Ganito, ganyan.
Mhm.
Many times or sometimes that's the only time they try to talk to like an immigration lawyer, "Ano yun? Ano yung Lamia?"
Mhm.
"O sige, gagawin namin yung process." But yeah, so kausapin niyo pa rin ang inyong employer.
What I would recommend is this, give them a resource for them to read. So it could be
Okay.
an IRCC page, or it could be the OINP employer guide. It could be, and give them a resource for them to read through. Provide them with a way to search for their own representative.
Okay.
Kasi po pagdating sa LMIA, hindi ka pwedeng involved doon as an employee. Yung employer lang po ang pwedeng mag-apply nun. It will be
Alright.
a conflict of interest kung involved ka. So allow them to look for their own representative. You can recommend, but at the end of the day, it's their decision.
Mhm.
Okay? So allow them to find their own representative that they trust, and then they go through the LMIA process themselves so that they understand na may kaakibat yan na cost, may kaakibat yan na effort, kailangan patunayan nila na hindi sila maka-hire, ganyan, ganyan. So, maraming kaakibat na requirements po ang
Mhm.
LMIA na kailangan nila ng sarili nilang assistance for it, and that cannot be you who will do it
Alright.
as the employee. Opo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yun na. Sige, dito na natin tatapusin ang episode na ito. I hope that helped, you guys watching na baka nag-iisip 'no. Planuhin niyo
Hopefully.
mabuti. We will end this episode here. Thank you so much, Dayanara. We'll see you guys in the
Thank
next one.
you.
Yung email ni Dayanara yung nandiyan sa baba, okay?
Bye-bye
Bye!
po.